The Black Talk Radio Network is made possible in part with help from the Black Talk Media Project, a North Carolina-based nonprofit engaged in the production and distribution of independent digital black media. Find out more by going to blacktalkradionetwork.com or blacktalkmediaproject.org and look for the menu tab, Crowdfunding Black Media. Black Talk Media Project, helping to provide you with new black media for the new millennium. Views and opinions expressed by callers, guests, and hosts do not necessarily reflect those of the Black Talk Radio Network and Black Talk Media Project. Black Talk Radio is new black media for the new millennium.
And tonight to the Mind, Body, and Spirit radio show. It is April the 19th, 2017. We are here on this Wednesday night. Black Rose and the lovely, fantastic Featherlight. Welcome in. Featherlight, how are you? Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste. How are you, Black Rose? Wonderful to hear your voice.
I'm well. Thank you. Thank you. Just send me a little energy. I just need a little energy sent my way. I'm going to have to pull some of those super beats to talk about. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, send it.
You'll get it in a minute. I'm sending it FedEx. I've got plenty to spare.
Send that right on over here to me. I need it. Thank you so much. Hey, Scotty. How are you, Scotty? Hope that all is well. I missed the abolitionist show tonight.
Well, it'll be podcasted for you, so definitely you should check that out. As we had a person running for Congress out of South Carolina, David Kuma, who's running for the 5th district, I believe, and he made some pretty strong abolitionist commitments. So it was a very interesting and informative program. But greetings to you and Featherlight, and have a great program tonight.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you can always listen to this show and the abolitionist show and any other shows on Black Talk Radio Network by going to Black Talk Radio Network webpage, and you can log on to the platform and you can listen to a variety of shows on various topics, a plethora of topics, and hosts bringing you all kinds of information. And of course, when you go on to the platform, you can always donate so that you can receive your Black Talk Radio Matters t-shirt by donating $25. And if you don't want to donate the $25 right now, if you don't have it, you want to make a larger donation, of course, you can always do that. If you want to donate $5, $10, every dollar helps. So we want to keep Black Talk Radio coming to you, so you can always donate. Please do that. And you can always donate to the Mind, Body, and Spirit radio show by going to our Mind, Body, and Spirit radio show Gmail, and you can donate to our PayPal. And we'll be so happy. We'll be so very thankful and grateful for your donations.
Yes.
So you're hearing some noise, and we're getting some background noise or something. I don't hear it. I hope
hear
it
it.
stops. You hear it?
Yes, yes, I hear it. It's not odd.
Where's it coming
I,
from?
I am quiet as a mouse.
I am too. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but there's apparently some noise. I hope that it stops. I mean, it's just extremely quiet here in the studio.
We only hear it from time to time. It sounds like something rubbing up against the foam that's covering the microphone. So I didn't know if you was aware of it or not.
Really?
Yeah, but yeah.
You know, Scott, I think I might have to purchase some more headphones because I think that I'm just having issues with these headphones. And I don't know what it is because I try to make sure that the studio is nice and quiet, but we're still getting some kind of background noise. So everybody just bear with us, and hopefully that'll be eliminated soon. But we want to welcome everybody in. Tonight we are picking up on part 2 of our topic from last week. We started talking about indigo children, crystal children, rainbow children. And when we say children, we mean children and adults as well. The indigo children that have grown into adults now, but we are still in the age of having the crystal and the rainbow children being born according to people that follow indigo, crystal, rainbow, and starseed children. So we're going to pick back up on that. We listened to this great video by Ralph Smart, one of my YouTube favorites. So inspirational and enlightening, his videos. I just love his videos. So positive. And so we shared a video by Ralph Smart last week for the light. And he was talking about indigo children, identifying indigo children, and rainbow children, crystal seed, star children. Now, me personally, I'm not very sure about the starseed children, but I do find that interesting also. But indigo children.
Starseed children, the characteristics of them.
I didn't hear you.
I said I have a little bit of information about the starseed characteristics of the adults and children and the different kinds of starseeds.
Oh, okay. Different kinds. Mm-hmm. You sound a little distant, Featherlight.
Oh, do I?
Yeah,
how about this? Maybe I was talking too low.
Okay.
Is it better?
Kind of, sort of.
Not better?
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, we can hear Featherlight pretty clearly. I think it's your headset, Black Rose. That's the issue, perhaps, because I can hear her pretty good.
You can hear it pretty good.
Yes.
Let me see. Maybe I can adjust my volume. Okay, Featherlight.
Yes. Yes, I'm here.
What's
still sound the same to you?
Yeah, it sounds a little distant to me. But if everybody else can hear you, then that's fine.
Black Rose.
That's fine.
If you have a phone available, that might resolve the problem. In the meantime, even if you had to call in from a phone.
Okay, how about I just call in from the phone, since there seems to be some strapping and I can't hardly hear Featherlight. So, Featherlight, would you like to share your quote while I call in?
Sure.
Okay, all right. Let me just step off for a second.
Okay, let's see. I have a couple. So my first one, never be a prisoner of your past. It was just a lesson, not a life sentence. Never be a prisoner of your past. It was just a lesson, not a life sentence. Not something that you have to repeat over and over in your mind about what you did wrong, better, re-editing. It's something that's called mind editing. And when you feel yourself just kind of going back in the past, rehearsing things that you've done wrong, or somebody did something wrong to you, hit the mind edit button, like you would on your computer. Just hit that button, cut it off. not something that you're supposed to torture yourself with for the rest of your life. It was just a lesson. Did you hear that, Black Rose? Not here yet. All right, I have another one. Many people would be scared if they saw in the mirror not their faces, but their character. Many people would be scared, probably scared, if they saw in the mirror not their faces, but their character, how they really, really are. Showed up in the mirror. How they treat people, even how they treat themselves. Mm-hmm. This would show up in the mirror. It's kind of funny talking to myself. Are you back? Okay.
Yes, I'm here, and I was just thinking about there's this image that I've seen, and it's like this person, they're looking at themselves in the mirror, and it's speaking about like what you're saying, and the reflection in the mirror is this gruesome image of like something else, and so that plays into like what you're saying. Like when you look in the mirror, like if you treat, I kind of missed the first part of what you're saying, but what you said, but I think I know what your quote was about. Looking in the mirror, and if you look in the mirror and see like how you treat other people, how you treat yourself, how you speak to yourself, it's so ugly, and that's the reflection that you're getting back.
Right.
That's the reflection that shines back at you.
Back at
you. Right back at you. And
the first one, never be a prisoner of your past. It was just a lesson, not a life sentence.
That's right. Yeah, don't get caught up in your past. Your past is what you can learn
from. It's the past.
Right. It's the past.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't
grab that
lesson
and keep moving. Yeah.
Yeah, learn from it. Don't continue to live in the past. You can refer back to it so you won't make those same mistakes. But yeah, don't live in the past. Definitely don't. Keep moving. Keep your head to the sky. Who used to sing that? Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Yeah.
Keep your head to the sky. Yeah, keep on moving. I'm not even getting ready to try to hit that note, but sometimes I will. But Earth, Wind, and Fire, whew, honey, please. So I have a few hot topics. Thank you for sharing those quotes, Brother Light, while I was get my little situation together here, and I can hear you clearly now.
Yes, we can hear you clearly, too. I think it was the headset, like Scotty said, because I don't hear any background shuffling. And I think maybe each time you move, we heard it, whether you shifted your head. Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, these headphones are extremely sensitive. They're very good, but they're extremely sensitive. Okay, let me just run through these hot topics quickly so we can touch on our topic for tonight. And people, you can call in at 866-510-9025 and press star. And if you want to join in this conversation or share some of your comments on our topics, you are welcome to do that. That Facebook Live killer person, Steven Stevenson, was finally caught. Now, honestly, okay, well, let me just go through the story. For those of you that may not have heard about this. So apparently this person, Steve Stevenson, was upset with his girlfriend, and so he started Facebook Living his conversation about how he was upset and he was just going to go and kill some people. And so he killed another elderly man that has nothing to do with anything that's going on out here with these people are doing. He goes and kills this poor little elderly man named Robert Goodwin. I believe he was 74 years of age. And
self-taught mechanic and a grandfather of 14. Just walked up to the man and shot him. And so there was a manhunt for him, and they police finally found him in Pennsylvania. And, of course, it was a self-inflicted gunshot. That's what we're told. This whole story just sounds crazy to me, as always. A lot of this stuff just sounds crazy to me.
As always.
Yeah, I don't even know anymore. I used to kind of figure things out, but I tell you, there's just so much going on and just craziness. I really don't even know what to think about this story, what to believe about this story. I really don't. But if this man actually just got in his car because he's upset with his girlfriend and then goes and kills someone, people really need to get some help. And I was looking at the video on YouTube, and like with Facebook Live, people can comment and send their little messages. And so people were like sending him messages saying, hey, call me. Can I call you? Let's talk. Somebody called his mom. Somebody called this person. Somebody help him. Where are you, brother? Let me come help you, because I think he was a part of the Omega Psi Phi fraternity. So some of the brothers were like trying to reach out to him and talk to him. So it's really sad. That's really sad if he actually like snapped like that and just went and killed somebody and filmed it. That's just horrible. So I pray and I really, really hope that people will get the help that they need. If you don't have health insurance where you can see a therapist, there are like these counseling places that you can call 24 hours a day and talk to somebody. And you can schedule an appointment and ask them, can you come in? You having a crisis? People, they will stay on the phone with you and talk. All you have to do is Google it, just like you Google everything else. Google it and find some 24-hour help, a counseling center, a crisis center that can help you. Because I know things are so crazy right now. Times are hard, and it's driving some people crazy. And so people really need to get the help that they need. And I want to send out my condolences to his family. Stevenson's family, as well as Robert Goodwin. Because that's really sad.
We have a guest in May who is going to talk about this subject, depression in Black America. He has a book, Dying to Live, or something like that. I can't call off the top of my head. But that is a very prominent issue in our community. Everything that's going on, it's got to drive you crazy, especially if you pay attention to everything that is broadcast on the news. Everything that is broadcast for people to see. It is amazing to me the horrific things that are being shown publicly to people. It is as if we are being programmed to see brutality and horrific things so that we will become apathetic, so that we will become, another killing. Well, I've got this event I've got to go to. So it becomes regular. And we really don't want that. We don't want it to become just, another killing. Oh, look at this. Wow, he's cutting his throat. Wow, his head just rolled off. Wow. Like the Purge movies on TV. People are, they got about 3 or 4 Purge movies where people, at a certain time of the year, they just go out and kill people, and it's so regular to the ones, that are witnessing it. They're out on the day of purging, shopping, and it's like 3 or 4 hours before purging, and they're out and about,
And it's just amazing to me how we are being programmed to accept such violence in this world. And for me, personally, I cannot consume all of that. I can't. I haven't watched it. I don't want to watch it. I have heard about it, but I don't care to click on. I know people who are into the news and have to share the news and their opinions of it and everything. But some of us, like myself, I just don't want to witness that type of horrific. I just can't watch that. I don't want all of that to come into my system. And I have got to. We have got to filter some of this stuff, because the more that is out there, the more will be put out there. Oh, that's how they took that. Okay, because some of this, I know it sounds real, but some of it just sounds too unreal to me. I mean, I know that there's such things as staging. I don't know if this was staged. I don't want to say that it was, but I really do feel that we're being programmed. I really do.
Oh, certainly.
So
programming takes place in many ways.
In many ways.
In many
so
ways.
We won't be so shocked when it gets worse, you know? It's amazing to me how the world is becoming.
Exactly. Some of the things that we see on the television, we never would have seen some of those things 20, 25 years ago. Never would have seen that. Never, ever. But these younger people, they're growing up in this age of a 24-hour news cycle and killings being shown, snuff films. That's what I call them, snuff films. Well, not just what I call them, but that's what snuff films. Being shown on TV, and it's sadistic.
It is, and some people actually get excited about murders. You know, they're just like, ooh.
Well, the motion pictures show that.
Exactly.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Some people are truly excited and turned on by brutal killings and death. So, yeah. Let me read this story. In 2013, Stephen Odasi was convicted for the shooting death of 15-year-old Juan Perez in the Bronx. At the time, the only evidence against the 30-year-old Odasi were the words of a lone eyewitness who admitted being intoxicated at the time of the murder. Odasi was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison, but his younger sister, Camilla Truesdale, set out to prove her brother's innocent. So she went out and, conducted her own investigation with her phone. She interviewed people in the neighborhood because they used to live in the neighborhood. So she went back to the neighborhood and began to interview people. And she came across this one woman who said, shockingly, that she had already spoken with a detective at the time of the murder and described the actual shooter. And she told the cops, the detectives, that her brother, Odesi, was not the shooter. He did not fit the description. However, there was no mention of the woman's testimony in the version of the police report. So to make a long story shorter, prosecutors withheld this information from the defense, which is illegal. They're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to share that information, right? And that's part of discovery. And so, and so he was convicted of this death, and he was innocent. So the sister was able to collect this information, find out that her brother was innocent, and so the judge vacated the sentence. However, the district attorney's office, they may still pursue the case, but the defense for Odasi now is hoping that they will just completely drop the case, which they should, because let me say this. Over the past few years, There have been so many people that have been found innocent based on evidence that has subsequently been revealed. For instance, like with this case, I think up in Massachusetts with this chemist who was falsifying all the toxicology reports. And so now there are like 21,000 drug convictions that are supposed to be thrown out. Can you imagine that? 21,000 drug convictions.
21,000, not 21.
21,000. So our people have been just imprisoned unjustly and used for slavery.
Right.
And as long as they possibly can be used for slavery, and then it's like, oh, you know what, you innocent. We're going to let you go. You can go now.
Go back to your life if you have
away,
one.
Yeah, we're sorry. Go back. You can go back to society now. After we took away your life, and God knows what happened to you in prison.
Right.
And so it's just
nobody will probably hire you.
I mean, even if you can get a job, I mean, just think of how mentally destroyed a person can become by not only just being in jail, but being in jail and knowing that you're innocent, being in prison and knowing that you're innocent. Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous.
And that can create a criminal.
Yeah,
that sort of situation can create a criminal.
Exactly. Or you can, what's his name, Khalif Browder, be released, and then you're so messed up from being in prison or being jailed like the Rikers where Khalif Browder was, and then you come out and commit suicide. Young boy. So it's terrible.
It is.
Absolutely terrible. Just terrible. So I am really hoping that the DAs do not try to continue prosecuting this man. Let this man go. Pay him his money he needs because you incarcerated this innocent man. He needs to be paid well and compensated for being unjustly in prison. I'm just sick of these people with this criminal justice system. That's exactly what it is, a criminal system. No justice, just criminal system.
Right.
Just criminals. Criminals. A gang of thugs. Complete gang of thugs.
First gangs there were.
Say it again?
The first gangs there were.
Oh, yeah. Gangs. Nothing but gangs. Nothing but gangs. Lala and Carmelo Anthony are splitting up, I heard. Which I like. I like Lala. I do like her. Not that she's done anything for me. I just like Lala. But I did hear that they're splitting up. And I heard that Carmelo supposed to be dating some stripper. So you're leaving Lala, your wife, for a stripper. Whew, Lord have mercy. Okay, Carmelo.
Let him go.
Let him go on, honey. Lala is getting her little acting career going on. She was in, what's my movie? The New Edition movie. She was in that. I just saw her recently in something else. I think she played a detective in some movie. So, and of course she was in, what is it, How to Think Like a Man or whatever, Steve Harvey movie thing. So she was in that. So Lala is doing her thing. So Lala, you go ahead on. Let Carmelo get with the stripper. Whatever. Go ahead. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go. Bye.
Lala, tell him bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
You know, I don't know what those people were doing. She may have been doing something wrong to him. Who knows? Whatever. And Janet and her husband are divorcing, but Janet coming out like, woo, smelling like a rose. I think Janet's getting like $50 million out of this little quick marriage that she had. So Janet coming out like a champ in hers. I don't know what's going to happen with Lala. And look, I'm just doing a little gossip news tonight.
Yeah.
Gossip news. Serena is pregnant. Serena Williams, she's pregnant.
See.
Yeah. So Serena Williams is pregnant, so good for her. Congratulations, Serena. Yeah, that's good for her.
She wanted to
I
start
like
a family.
Yeah, I like Serena, despite what people may say. I like her. She's doing her thing.
I think she is great.
I mean, you can't deny that she is the greatest of all time in tennis. Well, really the greatest athlete, what people are saying. You know, of course, next to Muhammad Ali.
Give her props.
Give her her props. Oh, yeah. Give her her props. Give her her props.
She has earned it.
Whatever she do in her dating life and who she date and marry and all that, that's on her. That's Serena. That's your business, Serena. But I'm just saying.
Find someone that thinks the world of you. Yes. Yes. Love you like crazy. Treat you like a queen. Go for it.
You should be with.
Go for it.
All right. And, you know, people, they talk about Serena like, you know, she this and that, and she said this about black men, and which a lot of these statements have been untrue, because Serena has dated several black men, from my understanding. I mean, not that I track her and follow her and all of that, but, I mean, I have seen her in pictures with different black guys that she's been involved with. So I guess when you're a multimillionaire and you travel around the world, you tend to meet different types of people, and hey, so that's your life.
Well, that's what the sports that's what the males say. When they get with the European or any other kind of nationality, they'll say the same thing. Well, that's who I'm around. That's who I meet. So I mean, why can't it be for females, women as well? You know?
Oh, yes, Serena, that's what you want to do. You go, girl.
Date who you want to. Date who you want to.
Date who you want. That's what you want to do. No power to you. I'm not going to slam Serena on who she married. Now, this whole deal with this, I think she's an appellate judge. Let me see. Sheila Abdus-Salam. Some of you may have heard her name. She was found dead in the Hudson River, and police are now treating her death, the death of Justice Sheila Abdus-Salam. She's the first African-American woman to serve on the highest court in New York, as suspicious. At first, there were reports that she committed suicide. Her husband reported her missing, and then they found her body, and there were no signs of trauma. But now her death is being treated as suspicious, which it should be, because there was another judge that was found, I think, shot to death somewhere also. And so it is kind of suspicious, I would think, if you're starting to find some judges floating up in the river. That sounds like something in the movie to me. Yeah. And I tell you, here in Houston, they've been shooting up cops here in Houston. There was 2 cops were shot today. And Houston been getting kind of like the Wild Wild West. Well, not getting, but I mean, it's
right.
Open season.
Do them up here.
Yeah, they've been kind of getting it in here in Houston. I said, my goodness, make sure I come in the house before it get dark. I tell you. But so police are hoping that anybody can shed some light on what may have happened to this Judge Sheila Abdus-Salam. And, of course, my condolences go out to her family also. That's quite mysterious. That is. It's something with that, I'm sure.
We need to dig a little deeper. Do some investigative work on that.
Yeah. Now, Featherlight, did you hear this story about this person, Corey Muhammad? This is another one, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? This person, Corey Muhammad, a gunman, he shot and killed 3 men as they were walking down the street in Fresno on Tuesday. And he said his intent was to kill as many white men as he possibly could. He went on a deadly 4-minute rampage with pride, according to the cops. Let's see.
What was his name?
Corey Ali Muhammad. He spoke of an ongoing race war before turning his .357 Magnum revolver on several people. So let's see. They're saying he's not a terrorist, but he is a racist, and he's filled with hate. And he set out this week to kill as many people as he could. Sound like that same white man that they said came from Baltimore to New York to kill that other black man. So that's why I'm like, come on, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to believe. I just really don't. But anyway, he was not killed. He was taken into custody. And let's see. So his victims were a man named Zachary Randall, who was 34, and Mark James Gassett, 37, and David Martin Jackson, 58. And fourth victim, Carl Williams, 25. He was shot and killed 5 days earlier, police say. So, my condolences to those families, too. People saying we're at war. War is bloody.
Yes.
War is bloody.
Been at war for a while.
For a long time. Quiet as it's kept. Like Dr. Leonard Jeffries used to say, we are at war. We need to get on a war footing. We are at war, and half these people don't even know it.
Have no idea.
Have no idea.
We're in war with no preparation, no weapons, no knowledge, no awareness. Just in the middle of a war. In the middle of a war.
Oh, my goodness. So, of course, his Facebook page was scanned and all of that. That's why I don't put all that stuff on my Facebook page. I tell my cousins and people I know, don't put all your business on Facebook because these people will scan your Facebook page and use it against you.
Yep. Every little thing.
Yeah, they use it right on against you. So, in good news today, Bill O'Reilly has been fired.
Yay!
Is
it official?
That's what people are saying. I saw it on the Twitters. The Twitters say that he was fired. Yeah, the Twitters say he was fired. So, but you know what? Here's the thing about that. I guarantee you, Bill O'Reilly will be hired to run somebody's foundation, organization, or something.
Oh, yes.
Probably just as much or more money that he's making now, that he was making with Fox News. He will be well taken care of because that's how they work.
He's in Italy now, enjoying himself.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He probably got some kind of great parachute severance package, and he's smiling, skipping out the door.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Maxine Waters some kind of agreement.
Yeah. I was just saying Maxine Waters has been on a rampage because I believe this all started when he made the comment about Maxine Waters' hair looking like James Brown and all of this stuff, which, I mean, he has no room to talk about anybody.
None.
Although, Maxine Waters, and she didn't say too much of nothing when Obama was in office doing all kind of crazy stuff. But he still shouldn't have been talking about her hair and bringing in James Brown and all of this silly stuff. Just silly. Just silliness. Oh, my God. Tell the news. Report the news and just stop with all the nonsense. I can't even take it. I can't. I can't. It's too much, too silly. So that's the good news, though, for today. At least he was fired off the top. But they have a tendency of bringing these people back in different positions in other areas because they know that many of us have short attention spans, and they'll bring these people right back, like Brian Williams. after he was caught in his lie, he was brought back on somewhere. And I mean, it's like a revolving door for some of these people. Like Donna Brazile, once she was booted from the DNC, then Hillary Clinton picked her up to run her foundation. Big D, that's what I call it. Big D. Donna Brazile. Debo. Debo. Donna. So anyway, yeah, so whatever. Donna Brazile. Big D. All right. You have a quote for us, Stella?
Okay, here's a quote. The heart already knows what the mind is still trying to figure out. The heart already knows. The mind is still trying to figure out. The mind has to move in order to think. It cannot be stationary to seek answers. The mind is always seeking answers. So it has to move forward, which can cause anxiety. You're thinking ahead. What about tomorrow? What about the next day? What about next week? Or it moves backwards, which can cause excessive worry. Maybe even depression over time. So you're constantly worrying about what happened, like we were just talking about. So the heart already knows. The heart generates the largest electromagnetic field in the body, much, much more than the mind. The electrical field is measured in an ECG is about 60 times that greater in amplitude than the brain wave recorded in an EEG. So later, I will, in my spoken word, I will do a little something different regarding the mind and the heart. Because as you know, the mind and the heart don't always see eye to eye. You know, the heart will say this and the mind will say that. So that will be a part of my spoken word. So stay tuned for that. And keep that in mind.
Looking forward to hearing that. Oh, speaking of which, thank you so much for sharing that, Featherlight. I do like that. I meant to mention also condolences to the Murphy family because we lost Charlie Murphy.
Yes.
We lost Charlie Murphy. Eddie Murphy's brother. Yeah, Charlie Murphy. Charlie Murphy was so funny. And always, when I think of Charlie Murphy, I always think about the Dave Chappelle and Prince and Charlie Murphy skit that Dave Chappelle performed when they were playing basketball. And that was a true story, too. Prince has talked about that. How and Prince is our African segment honoree tonight, too. We'll talk about Prince. That skit was Dave Chappelle portraying Prince and them playing basketball. And blouses. What was it? Blouses versus something. That was so funny. That's so funny. When Dave Chappelle he slam dunks because he has on a little Prince costume with the purple rain, ruffle blouse, and all of that, and so he slam dunks like backwards or whatever guys call it. Like he did the slam dunk from the back, and then he just kind of hangs, suspends himself from the rim, and then he suspends himself with no arms, no hands on the rim. He's just like suspended, just floating. Like, yeah, I'm Prince. Oh my God, this is so funny. That is so funny. But yeah, that Charlie Murphy skit with Dave Chappelle. Rest in peace, Charlie Murphy. Charlie Murphy, I think he kind of like started out like playing Eddie Murphy's double in some of the movies. And Charlie Murphy was like, he was a writer and actor also. So, I mean, he has a lot of film credits. When I was reading through some of his works, I was like, dang, it seemed like he played in more movies than Eddie Murphy did.
Yes, he was in a lot of movies.
Yeah. Okay, Charlie Murphy did his thing. I want to share this quick story that I read about him and his wife, Charlie Murphy said he met his wife, who she died from cervical cancer, I think in 2009. He said he met his wife at an event, and he walked over to her, and he told her, "Come with me." And her friends told her, "Don't go with him, don't go with him." And he was like, "Come with me." So against her friends' advice, she went with Charlie Murphy. He took her to Eddie Murphy's home, and Eddie was there, and their parents were there, and he said he introduced his soon-to-be wife as his wife. He told his family, "She's going to be my wife." And these two were the epitome of soulmates.
That's that one important part.
What?
He didn't know who he was.
She didn't know who he was. Yeah, she didn't know that he was Eddie Murphy's brother. And so when they went to Eddie Murphy's house, and of course then she figured out, "Oh, you Eddie Murphy." I don't know how she didn't know he was Eddie Murphy's brother, though. He looked just like him. I don't know, whatever. A lot of people I don't know that are celebrities, so-called celebrities. I wouldn't know them either, I guess. But, so, yeah, she didn't know it was Eddie Murphy, and so they were like soulmates. People said they were like soulmates. They were just perfect together, and he was so hurt when she passed. And so Charlie Murphy passed from leukemia. So condolences to his family. He was funny as hell, too. I like Charlie Murphy. No, I like him.
It was a while before I knew that he was Eddie Murphy's brother. I kept saying, "That guy looks like Eddie Murphy," but I didn't know it was his brother.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know it was his brother. He looks like Eddie Murphy.
You know me, I'm always reading the film credits, so I would see his name, Charlie Murphy, as his double. So I think that's how I found out about him. Mm-hmm. I'm always reading film credits. I want to see who did what, who did this, who was the grip, who was the dolly. I don't know why. I've just always been into that type of information from films. So, yeah. So we lost another one. Charlie Murphy. Mm-hmm. You want to start talking about our subject? Should we dig into our Indigo right before we go to break, just to introduce it? So, as we mentioned last week, we were talking about indigo children, crystal children, rainbow, and starseed. And so we talked quite a bit on indigo children, but just a review, because I want to move on to part 2 of our show, speaking more on the crystal and rainbow children, because you may have a crystal child or a rainbow child, and you think it's something wrong with them. There's nothing at all wrong with that baby. They are actually what's right. They are in tune. They're on the right vibration. And some of these other people are the ones that's messed up. And we're calling children autistic and have ADHD, and you're medicating these children when all they need from you is some understanding. That's what they need. That's what they need. You need to understand who's in your presence. That's what you need to do. That's what I suggest. I don't like to try to tell people what they need to do. Not all the time, unless they really need. But anyway, just have some understanding and patience with these children and people. But indigo children are said to be an upgraded blueprint of humanity. And the term indigo child, it first came up when people were addressing the aura colors. So there's this indigo aura, this color that emanates from these people, these beings. And some people can see auras, and there are ways that you can train yourself to be able to see certain auras. I've talked to people who have said they saw a certain light around a person before they passed or something like that. I had this friend that said they saw Aaliyah before she passed, and when they saw her, there was this bright light just around her. And they knew that something was getting ready to happen to her when they saw that light around her. And shortly after that, that's when her plane crashed after the filming of a Rock the Boat video in the Bahamas. But let's see, who are the Indigo children? They are gifted souls, and they're on a mission to challenge and shift reality. And some people say that these Indigo children began appearing like in the late 60s, early 70s. And they have this psychic awareness, and they're driven, they're creative, and they're old souls, like those children that make these profound statements about life and humanity, things like that. Those are those Indigo children, and crystal and rainbow children, and they're here to shake up the world. And they want to create greater peace and harmony for all. Let's see. Let me just share some common traits of an Indigo. Indigos feel entitled. They feel that they're special, and they know it. They're destined to be here. They're confident. They can even be a little arrogant. And they have high expectations of themselves and of others. I'm like that. I have high expectations of myself and high expectations of other people. And I've had to adjust my expectations of other people. I've had to learn to adjust in my 40-something years. Let's see. And because Indigo children have these high expectations, Featherlight, they can tend to have challenging relationships and interactions.
Right. People they don't understand them.
Yeah.
It can be a challenge for them.
Exactly. And Indigos can be very self-critical also. They are very perceptive. They see the world differently. I know I see the world differently. They have this innate self-assurance. They always think that their way is right. They often think their way is right, and they're offended if others cannot see or take action on their point of view. And they feel like if they rule the world, if Indigos rule the world, they feel as if no problems would exist. They could just solve it all, or at least bring us to some semblance of humanity, which we're lacking now. And most of all, they question authority. Lord knows I question authority. Always have. And so they're not one to negotiate. They're often rebellious and critical of those in power. That would be me. Very rebellious and critical of power structures. I don't agree with that. I don't like that. Of course, I don't like this whole election process of a few people being put forth for us to select, and we have no say-so in this. And then you have these people running around talking about, well, just got to vote for the lesser of two evils, and you go to church on Sunday and say that. I mean, come on, really? Oh, God. You want to overturn the man. Difficult and rigid systems seem foolish to you, like what I said, and you often become antagonistic to what others experience as normal. Yeah, like I just said, you just feel like, that's not even normal. But as you mentioned, Featherlight, about us watching the news channels and showing people being killed or brutalized, and people become it becomes so common and every day and normal to people, and that's not normal. That's not normal at all. No, that's not normal at all. But Indigos are very creative, musically and artistically gifted. invites others to see the world around through their eyes. Indigos are change makers.
Definitely.
They offer better methods of business, society, and ways of being. They may feel like they're a lost soul. They feel out of place with others. They tend to be a loner or a rebel. They're unwilling to compromise just to fit in.
Right.
Indigos are very driven. They're passionate and they're focused. And, of course, as we mentioned, they're highly psychic. And they tend to be very frustrated. Very frustrated. I get frustrated. A lot with things and people and just how things are operating at this time. I tend to get very frustrated. I think I fit in that indigo category. Do you have anything you want to share about indigos, Feather?
Well, this is a note to indigos because, as you said, they tend to be loners, and they see the world through different eyes, and this can be very frustrating to them, and it can kind of lead to depression sometimes. So this is a note to indigos, to all indigo children suffering from depression. This advice is offered. Never lose sight of who you are. Draw strength and courage from just being able to be yourself every day of your life. And know that things will get better, and they will get better every second of every day. Know you are beautiful and worthy of being. Know that you are a blessing to humanity and that you are here for a purpose to help us. Draw strength in knowing what your purpose is and be proud of that special purpose and who you are. Your path is a hard one, but you have been chosen because you are a soul who has the strength and the wisdom for this task. This earth and the people on it are lucky to have you here, helping us. Never give up on your purpose, and keep hope and faith always on your side. That is a note to the indigo. And the parents who agree to support and nurture a child of the indigo vibration have agreed to be the caretakers of a soul that carries a new form of energy to this planet. And as you said, the parents have to be understanding. They have to be supportive of their children and not assume by listening to others outside, educators, physicians, that there's something wrong because they don't fit in with the normal. And the normal is a little bit wacky. So,
what is normal? Normal is relative.
Right, exactly. What is normal these days? There is no normal. The normal keeps changing, you know. So that is a note.
Let's pick back up on what you just shared when we come back from the break. So let's take a quick break. You're listening to the Mind, Body, and Spirit radio show. And we'll be right back after this break. We're talking about indigo, crystal, and rainbow, and starseed, children, and adults.
Black Talk Radio Network. For podcasts and live program scheduling, visit us on the web at blacktalkradionetwork.com.
All right, and we are back. You are tuned in to the Mind, Body, and Spirit radio show. You can follow us on YouTube if you just subscribe to Black Talk Radio Network, and then you'll receive the notifications when this show and others on Black Talk Media Network are airing. And you can follow us on the Twitters. You can follow us on Google. You can send us an email if you have any questions or comments about the show at the Mind, Body, and Spirit Radio Show at gmail.com. And when you log on to Black Talk Media Network page, be sure you donate to the Black Talk Media Project so that we can keep these shows airing for you. So we're talking about indigos, and we're going to start talking about crystals, rainbow children. Now, that last sentence that you shared about indigos, feather-like, could you repeat that, because I kind of missed a little bit, but it was something important that I know I want to make a comment on.
Okay. This is a note to the parent. Okay, so you have given us a very good description of the indigo child themselves. But there's another part to it, because there's a family involved. So oftentimes the family doesn't know what to do with this child, and that causes conflict with the child and with the parent. So indigo children will also be a mirror for their parents. They will take on the dysfunctional patterns that the parents have. These patterns are usually related to low self-esteem, non-acceptance of self, and this is why so many indigos move into self-destruct patterns of drug abuse and sexual promiscuity. They're reflecting back to their families and communities the self-destructive patterns that they have learned from people around them. Remember the old expression that what you give out comes back to you? If you have an indigo child that is displaying self-destructive patterns, look deep within yourself and understand what is going on in your own life. Consider therapy to help break any bad patterns that you may be dealing with, because this is also why so many parents of indigos struggle with destructive behavior patterns of adolescent indigos. Such parents should examine their own destructive patterns and begin to live out more loving and life-giving patterns that support themselves and their children. So many parents fill their minds and bodies with toxic thoughts and substances that spend their time in work they dislike, suppressing their true feelings, and not dealing with their issues. And so your indigo child will make you aware of this and will be your guide in releasing yourself from these unhealthy habits. And they may help you to wake up to who and what you are and what you are capable of when you're true to yourself. So the indigo child is here to help the parents as well as help the world.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a great relationship. The child helping the parent and the parent helping the child, as it should be, because we learn from each other.
Mm-hmm. We do.
We are to learn from each other.
Yeah. And the children, when they come here, they are not, let's see, how do I put this? They haven't been so tainted, and I don't know the right word for me right now, but with the elements of the world. They come here with fresh eyes, and they see what we don't see, and they're trying to fix it. And it becomes extremely frustrating when they're being pushed back.
Exactly. And for example, those children, like if you're a parent and you have that child and you walk by the room and they're talking to somebody, you don't see anybody, and they just have these full conversations, sometimes these children actually are so sensitive that they can pick up on another being that's there. It may sound crazy and weird, but that's fine because, again, you're just not in that world. But that child or that person is, and they're sensitive to certain things like that. And some of these children, they can just it seems like they're in their own world. And they are.
Right.
Because they're kind of detached from, they're on a different frequency. And they're detached
Indigo
from
children. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just going to say that they're just detached from this world that quote unquote normal or others are living in. They're just very sensitive. And that's what I read about autistic children. It's not that something's wrong with them and they're special in terms of special, not able to learn or anything like that, or they don't speak, so you think it's something. You think there's something is wrong with them because they don't vocalize their thoughts. They're just sensitive, and they communicate differently.
Right.
It's not that anything is wrong with them. They just communicate differently.
Exactly.
They feel differently.
Exactly. That's right. And the way we communicate with just speaking, hello, how are you, how's your day, that's mundane to them. They communicate on a totally different level, and it's boring to them. It's like, And indigo children are born onto the indigo soul ray of incarnation and evolution, which means they have access to clairvoyance and healing abilities, and have indigo blue in their aura, like we were talking about earlier. And this means that they have access to the gifts of clairvoyance and healing, and they have access to what may be termed the fourth and fifth dimensions of consciousness, while most humans have only access to the third and fourth dimensions. So this higher dimensional access, together with the indigo ray soul gift, means that these indigos are naturally more intelligent, they're more sensitive, as you said, more clairvoyant, and with all of that, naturally they're going to be on a different plane altogether. So for communication. Altogether.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, some of them may prefer to communicate telepathically.
Yes, exactly.
Speaking through their mind.
And parents can actually tune in. If they open up, they can actually tune in to them. They can actually tune in and know what they want, what they need, if they're just open. Just open to it.
Be open to it. Mm-hmm. And again, it comes with
understanding. That's part of the loving and the care that they need. You know, be willing to see where I'm coming from.
How to meet their child where they are.
Right.
So crystal children are the new generation of light workers, roughly the ages of like an infant to the age of about 9 to 10 or 11 now. Those are the crystal children. And they're very similar to indigo children because they're sensitive and psychic and they have this important life purpose. But the main difference is their temperament, whereas the indigos have the warrior spirit. They want to, of course, like we mentioned, quash government, education, and legal systems that lack integrity. Lord knows that's me because, this education system, I keep saying, we need to come together and sue the Department of Education for miseducating not only black children, but just children, period. Because we, as black people, we didn't receive the education that we were entitled to receiving. We had to fight for, and still have to fight for decent books, decent teachers, decent schools, everything. I remember back in Memphis, as hot as it gets in Memphis, some of the schools didn't even have air conditioning, whereas some other schools have, the preschoolers have iPads. So, I mean, it's horrible. So, so the crystal children, what you notice about them primarily is their large, penetrating eyes that are wise beyond their years. So have you ever seen a child and you look into the eyes of this child and they just have these eyes that seem to glare back at you and penetrate your soul, and their eyes lock on you and hypnotize you. And it's like your soul is being laid bare for the children to see. Those are crystal children. They're this new breed of children, and they are happy, they're delightful, and they're forgiving.
Yeah.
Whereas remember the indigos, they can be frustrated, they feel that they're right about things, and they're just like, like me. When I wake up, I'm like, down with the oppressor. Down with the oppressor, man. I wake up like that. Down, up with the people. Revolution. Crystal children, I guess they wake up like, la, la, la. It's going to be a better day today. It's going to be a better day in my mission to change the world. And so I guess they have like more of a positive outlook.
Yes.
Yes, and I want to just sprinkle my happy dust on everyone, and I want to make everybody happy. Yeah, so those are the crystal children. I'm trying to think,
and they usually become healers and light workers, and they need more space for themselves and a lot of care.
Crystal children.
Right. My oldest brother just had a grandbaby that I don't know how old he is now. He's maybe a year old, but he's got these big penetrating eyes. He's a beautiful baby, but they're concerned. In fact, they've already taken him to doctors, and the doctors have already qualified him to get government assistance, saying that there's something wrong with him because he doesn't talk. But I'll just bet he's a crystal child. He's a happy baby, big, pretty eyes. And because he doesn't speak, I think he doesn't walk, I'm not really sure, they feel that there's something wrong with him.
I hope that he is not medicated, because that destroys the melanin and the pineal gland in these children when you start medicating them with all that Ritalin and making them zombies and all of that. And I was reading something recently, and it spoke about how when your child goes to school, they are technically, I think that was Dr. Daniels that spoke about that, the children are technically, quote-unquote, incarcerated. So they're in custody of an institution. And so, yeah, they can suggest that these children are medicated and all of these things. And I go into the schools here in Texas every day, and there's one particular school, this is a high school, the gates are locked. So, like, there's
the gates are locked.
The gates are locked, so there's an open parking space in the front for visitors, but like the side parking lot where some of the teachers and some of the students park, that gate is locked. You can't just come in and out freely. And, you know, I can see in some cases why the gate is locked, because if people remember watching that Joe Clark, what was it, Lean on Me? Remember how Joe Clark, Morgan Freeman, he would lock the doors to keep drug dealers and people coming in from off the streets coming into the school. So I understand that, but then at the same time, it's like, you locking the children in school? I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted with that, but
Once again, that's why I'm very particular about where I would send my children for their education. I would just homeschool my children. I really would. Because when you start sending these beautiful, beautiful beings to these institutions, it destroys these children. If it's not the school system, then it's the other of those silly children that's not being raised properly. I shouldn't call them silly children. They're just not, for whatever reason, not being raised properly, and then they bully these quote-unquote sensitive and special children called Indigo and Crystal and Rainbow children. They make fun of them. They bully them because they're different. And in these schools, I tell you, I have never, ever, because we didn't have this when I was in school, all of these children with these behavioral issues. There are more behavioral teachers that are dealing with these children that have behavior issues. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
But, when you look at what you see in the world, what they have to see in the world,
yeah,
how the adults are acting.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Look at what they're presenting them with.
Yeah. And some of these teachers, I wouldn't want them around my children for nothing in the world. I just would not. I've been around some of them, and they have no business being around instructing students. Here in Houston, Texas, and I've mentioned this before, every other week just about, if not every week, there's some teacher that has been having some inappropriate relationship with children. And I find that a lot of these adults are just far too common with these children, far, far too common. And they're common with the students, and the students are in turn very common with them. And that's a big problem. And that's why some of these children, they have absolutely no respect for adults. None. I mean, I just sit and watch in amazement. Like, really? Really? So, Anything else on crystal children you would like to share?
Nope, that was just about it on the crystal children. Happy people.
I don't meet too many happy, delightful children now. I don't. I used to, but I don't meet too many of them. And there's this little girl that lives near where I live, and every time I see her, I say to myself, I bet she looks just like her mom, because every time you look at her, she has this mean mug frown on her face. And one day I said to her, "Why are you always frowning?" And then she kind of slightly smiled. But I'm sure she's looking at her mom all the time or her dad. Somebody around her is always frowning, probably. And so for her, it's kind of common just to have this frown on her face, even when she's outside playing. She just has this mean frown on her face. And so many of these children look so old. What are y'all doing to these babies? What in the world are y'all doing? These children look
like they're carrying the world on their shoulders.
Hell, yeah, they look like they're taking care of 5 other brothers and sisters and all of this stuff. And I know that's common, that older siblings, because you did that, Feather, like older siblings care for the younger siblings. But it seems like these days, these children straight up being real parents. They're taking on like parent duties, like serious parent duties, because they look frustrated as hell. And I tell you, I feel sorry for them. I really do. I'm an only child, so I never had to take care of, like, any other younger siblings, anything like that. So I don't know what that's like, but I tell you, these children, God, they look so upset and angry and old. I mean, they just look old, like 10-year-olds. They look like they're about 25 or 30 in the face. And the only way you can tell that they're actually really children is because they have on the school uniform, or they have little bow-reds or bows or something in their hair. But other than that,
I can't tell anymore. I can't tell anymore how old they are.
Can't tell. Their breasts are larger than ours, so you can't look at them and say, "Oh, that's a baby," because their bodies are fully developed and they look like an old woman
that's had about 10 different men run through her life already, and she's only 11. So, Lord, how much I pray for these poor little children. Rainbow children. Now, these are the children that differ from the indigo and the crystal children, and they're usually born in the year 2000 and above. And their mission in life is to help humanity evolve. So it's like the indigos, they were the ones that brought awareness to the situation.
Right.
And then the crystals, right, the crystals are like, yeah, we're gonna do something about this. We're gonna bring some joy in this world, and we're gonna come up with this plan to make everything beautiful. Exactly. And then the rainbow children are here to actually activate all of those plans laid out by the indigos, and will activate what has been brought forth by the indigo and crystal children. So that's how we can look at that.
Unlike rainbow children, I'm sorry, rainbow children, unlike the child indigo and crystal children, have never been on Earth before.
Oh, okay, that's a good point. Yeah. Because like indigo children, remember, they're considered, some of them are considered as old souls because they've been here before.
Right.
So the rainbow children, this is their first time here. For those people that are into the belief that you come here and you have many lives until you learn your lessons or complete your mission.
Right.
So these children, they're very sensitive. They have big eyes. They have an important purpose in life. And they are born in the 9th dimension of collective consciousness. They have big hearts and are a joy to their families. And because they have these psychic abilities, Feather Light, they can read people's feelings. And but they generally don't, they're not aware of this ability until they're older. Now, I remember when I was younger, there were certain things that I just knew. I would make profound statements, and I would have older people tell me, you're not supposed to say that, or you're not supposed to do that. And I grew up stifling a lot of my creativity was stifled because I was always told things like that. Oh, you're not supposed to prophesize. You're not supposed to do that. Or, don't say that. Or things like that. And that's a big problem when we impede upon others' creativity or their creative spirit.
It sure is.
We should let people be themselves. Let people grow into the person that they're supposed to grow into. These rainbow children are our healers, and they possess a strong will. Now, you can identify a rainbow child by the colorfulness in the clothes that they wear, and they're fearless and have a great deal of confidence. And the rainbow children generally have parents that are, guess what, crystal adults. And they do not choose dysfunctional families. You know, some people believe that, because some of this information people may be like, what the hell are they talking about? All that weird stuff. Well, okay, look, you may not be familiar with this information. You may not like this information. That's fine. We're here to share. You don't have to receive it. You're more than welcome to Google, do your research, go buy some books, whatever you want to do. We're here to share this information with people that are interested, people that are familiar with this information. We can have a conversation about it. So there are people that believe that when a child is born, that child has already chosen their life, their path, their life path. They've chosen their parents. And they choose the parents that they want to come through. So that's why some people say that these rainbow children do not choose dysfunctional families. Okay. These rainbow children are about service. And they have these big eyes like crystal children, but these rainbow children are not totally trusting. Not totally trusting. And they bring in the healing rainbow energy through Reiki, Qigong, and pranic healing. They have the purpose of completing what the indigo and crystal children have laid down the foundation of. And so, let's see. These children, they also need little sleep because they're full of energy. They're very passionate, and they have a creative, they have this zest for life. They love to dress in colorful outfits. So if you have children that love to dress in all these colorful clothes, and they may color their hair these different colors, and you see a lot of these young children now that have these colorful extensions in their hair, and they may have some blue and red, and we look at them like, what the hell? Why your mama let you do that?
Right.
You mean to tell me your mama gave you some money to go get that blue stuff in your hair? They may just be rainbow children. That's why they do that. And even me myself, like I said, I look at them like, how the hell you have some light blue hair in your head? Why do you have that Ronald McDonald fire engine red weave in your hair? So I have to take a step back now, and I have to say, okay, maybe that's a rainbow child.
Right.
And not be so judgmental, because I will admit I have been extremely judgmental of these children with this colorful hair, because I don't understand. And I'm like, and when I was coming up, we dyed our hair honey blonde in the summertime, back black in the wintertime. That's how we roll. That's back black in the wintertime, honey blonde for the summer. That was the routine. Me and all of my friends, that's what we did. So, hey, that was the thing to do. Honey blonde, dark and lovely, honey blonde. That's what we did. Kind of like brownish color. That's what we would do in the summertime. So let's take a quick break, and we're going to come back and pick back up on crystal children, and then Featherlight, I know you have another quote for us, and we have some more topics. So stay tuned. You're listening to the Mind, Body, and Spirit radio show.
Talk Radio since 2008, providing new black media for the masses.
We are back, and you are tuned in to the Mind, Body, and Spirit radio show. We're talking about indigo children, crystal children, rainbow, and Starseed. And so we were just kind of concluding our discussion on crystal children. Now, these crystal children, as we mentioned, they're very blissful and they're even-tempered. They do have some occasional tantrums. but they're overall forgiving, and they're easy going. And these crystal children, they benefit from the Indigo's trailblazing. So to sum it all up, with the Indigo, Crystal, and Rainbow, and then Featherlight, I think you have some information to share on Starseed.
A little bit.
The Indigo children, the Indigo children, they lead with a machete, cutting down anything that lacks integrity. Then the Crystal children follow the clear path into a safer and more secure world. And now we have the fearless Rainbow children. And they are pure givers, ready to fulfill our needs. And these terms, Indigo, Crystal, and Rainbow, were given to these three generations because they most accurately describe their aura, colors, and energy patterns.
Excellent. Excellent information.
Mm-hmm. So, Starseeds.
Starseed. Okay. Now, there are three types of starseeds that I have found. There may be more. And as we said before, if you have the knowledge and the desire to learn about these types of people, this is the information that we have. Typical starseed may have lived 5 to 50 lifetimes on Earth. Some of these were preparation lifetimes, which included periods of just getting used to being a human being on Earth and the development of your life missions leading to the climax of the activities of your current lifetime. In other words, they've been here before. They've been here many, many lifetimes before. And so they're called the typical starseed. They have such abilities as healing, telepathy, channeling with the general higher consciousness, and they're called like the New Age starseed. And there's the old starseed. They've usually have had hundreds of lifetimes on Earth, going back to the beginning of humanity and even beginning of the planet. And these are considered as guardians of Earth and have strong links to Sirius, which is the spiritual guardian of humanity. And so they have willingly incarnated on Earth so many times in order to fulfill these projects of helping others, of being shamans and being spiritual teachers, prophets, light workers, queens, kings, high priestess, and high priestess. And these starseeds hold the wisdom and spiritual knowledge of the ancients. Okay, and it's been used here on Earth. Then you have the new starseeds. They have had maybe few or no previous experience or lifetimes on Earth. They are attracted to Earth and humanity at this time of ascension, as it is easier for them to integrate with humanity now than at previous times. This is the best time for them to come because of the cycle, because of the change, because of the path that has been set by the others that we've mentioned. So they also have many important gifts for humanity and roles to play in this time of change for humanity. And even though they have amazing gifts, they find it hard to integrate within humanity because this is different. This is so different for them. Many of them have never been here before. So this is a different scene for them. They have no experience of the lower consciousness of humanity because their consciousness is a little bit higher. So the new starseeds are often young, and some see them as crystal and rainbow children. So that is the motivation for all starseeds to come to Earth are to help and serve mankind as well as the planet Earth. And these beings are very often, they have gifts to share with others, such as the areas that I mentioned before, healing and spiritual education. They have a strong desire to change the world, and they're basically here for healing. Basically here for healing. So that's my input on the Starseed.
So they too are healers.
Right.
Healers here to help us heal.
Mm-hmm.
Take us to another level.
Another level.
Just another level. Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with going to ascending to another level.
But we have to
nothing wrong at all with that. Yeah, evolve. I always say evolve. Evolve.
Right.
Grow.
Right.
Grow.
Right.
Each day, each year, grow. You should be a different person. Growing into a stronger version of yourself each year. Try to be a better person. Do something different. Challenge yourself. Experience life. Live. Some people say that, like these starseeds, they may see numerical synchronicities, such as always seeing 11:11 on your clock, or 12:34, or 5:55. They feel like Earth is not their home. They wonder if they're from another star system. I mentioned last week how I had this friend, and he would always say, "I'm from outer space. I'm from outer space."
Right.
We just always said, "Oh, he's crazy. He's so cool. He crazy. He's so crazy. He cool." You know, he says he's from another from outer space and all of this. But he could have been a starseed. Maybe he knew he was a starseed. Maybe he knew it was something different about him that he didn't fit in this with this Earth or with these other people. And hey, very well could be. We just always called him crazy. I mean, he was cool. He was a cool, crazy guy, very popular, all of that. But we were just always like, always talking about he's from outer space. You know, making us feel like we common. You know, y'all from common.
Right.
I'm from outer space. You know, so yeah, starseeds. I'm not very familiar with starseeds. I've heard the term. Starseeds are connected to like empaths, Featherlight, and you're an empath. Could you talk a little bit about empath before you go into your next segment?
Okay. Let's see. Now, empath. I have a quote too for anybody out there that's an empath. Empaths tend to be very, very sensitive people. They can feel the emotions of other people. They can sense the aura of certain people. They are, you often hear me say, "I didn't see that on TV," or "I didn't watch that on the news," or "I didn't watch this person get their head blown off," or "Oh, no, I didn't hear about that." Because empaths are sensitive to various television programs, in particular programs that depict emotional trauma, drama, a lot of horrific criminal acts that involve hurting others, because they're super sensitive to suffering in the world, and are often idealists who theorize about fixing the world's problems. Fix this shit! This is wrong. They're often hardworking as volunteers. I'm always volunteering for something. They love animals. They're good with animals. They love nature. They're drawn to areas of music and art. They're very charismatic and have the ability to draw others to them. They don't like a lot of conflict because it goes against their nature, their spirit. They're often quiet but emotionally expressive most of the time. Uncontrolled empaths can often spend more time focused on others and ignoring their own needs. Empaths often put others first. Empaths can feel something as they see it happen. For example, seeing someone cut their finger, an empath may sense the pain as it happens. This is why I can't see horrific things. It's like, oh God, oh, I know that hurt, because we are that sensitive. We're that sensitive. Here's a quote for empaths. If there's any empaths out there who've been told, oh no, you're just too sensitive. I've heard it all my life. Empaths, 100% of people who tell you you're too sensitive are saying it because they don't want to be held responsible for your reactions when they mistreat you, because they know that they're being mean or insensitive, so they will say, "Oh, you're just sensitive," when you just cut them down. So I saw that. I thought that's good. Empaths can often feel something. Oh, they're sensitive to loud noise. Empaths have a hard time understanding cruelty. Empaths are they're great listeners, and they generally have an interest in other people and to know more of what they already sense of a person. An empath does not like a lot of crowds. They like more smaller crowds because they can feel the energy from a lot of different people. They can feel the energy when they walk in a room. They're that sensitive. So, but they are also here to heal. They are also here to use their talents and their gifts to make this world a better place. They're often found in some type of profession where they help people. They're teachers, they're healers, doing the Reiki healing. That's what I'm studying. They can often feel when something is wrong with someone that's close to them, even when it's at a distance. They don't have to be right there. And sometimes they will get actually ill if something is wrong with someone that's close to them. You remember that? Oh, we won't go into that. But because of their high degree of sensitivity, people are drawn to them because people tend to open up to them and tell their whole life story because they're such empathic people. They really...
Oh, I always have people want to tell me their whole story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have people, they want to tell me their life story. The cashier at the grocery store, the cashier at this store, somebody walking by. I mean, they want to tell me their whole life story. I mean, they will tell me personal things. This person did this and that. I'm like, Lord, have mercy.
Yeah, you don't even know who I am. I may be the cousin to the person you're talking to.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
They just
but I never get irritated. It's because when I'm listening, I'm thinking, you must really need to let this out. And I was put here to listen to you, and I hope that by listening to you has helped you in some way. I was at a bus stop. I had actually gone to court. I took 2 or 3 buses to get to court. I was going to be on a jury, right? I was going to be on a jury, and you can't be late. You can't miss it when you've been called. And I was like 15 minutes late, and she said, "You can't be 15 minutes late. You'll have to come back." So I was very frustrated, and I told her, "Well, can you put it down that I was here, blah, blah." And so I had to go back home, and I went to this bus stop, and I was so disgusted, and I thought, all this time I have wasted. All this time. It's like 2.5 hours. And I sat there, and this lady was at the bus stop, and she just started talking to me about how she had gone to court to help her daughter. Her daughter was in trouble. It was a long, drawn-out story, and I just listened. And a bus came, and she said, you have really made my day. I was feeling so sad, but just talking to you, we talked about 20 or 30 minutes. She said, I feel so much better. You have just, and she just kept smiling and she just, I mean, a light just came over her face, and I thought, I guess I was supposed to miss my court date, and I guess all of that was supposed to happen, because when she left, she was like a new person. So I thought, okay, well, my work here is done. So, that's my life. My life is an empath.
Your life is an empath. All right. Well, thank you, Featherlight, for sharing your life as an empath. I'm an empath also. I'm very sensitive. Yeah, so I can totally relate to that. Totally relate. Well, that's all the information that we have tonight on indigos, crystals, starseeds, and rainbow children. Unless you have any closing comments on any of the discussion that we've had, Featherlight?
Nope. That covers it.
Okay, we're going to play our video of Prince. Prince is our person that we're honoring tonight for our African Spirit segment. We'll play that video as we close out, but I just want to mention April 21st last year, that's when we lost Prince. Prince Rogers Nelson, again, one of my favorites, was born June 7th, 1958. American singer-songwriter, actor, multi-instrumentalist, philanthropist, dancer, and record producer. Musical innovator. He was known for his eclectic work, flamboyant stage presence, extravagant dress and makeup, and a wide vocal range. His music encompassed funk, rock, R&B, new wave, soul, psychedelic, and pop. He has sold over 100 million records worldwide, making him one of the best-selling artists of all time. He won 7 Grammys, an American Music Award, a Golden Globe Award, and an Academy Award for the film Purple Rain, Purple Rain. Hey, ow, make me want to go watch Purple Rain. And he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2004. His first year of eligibility. Oh, excuse me. And so was Tupac. Tupac was inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Also, his first year of eligibility. Also, y'all know how I love Tupac. And as we remember, Prince was found in his elevator. And I remember that song, Let's Go Crazy, when he said, let the elevator break us down. Oh, no, let's go. He spoke about elevators in his song, that song, Let's Go Crazy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it was something else that he mentioned. There's this clip, a video clip of him when he's talking about Osama bin Laden. I know people talked about that. He mentioned something about Osama bin Laden. I can't call it right now. But in 1979, his album Prince went platinum. And his next 3 records, Dirty Mind, Controversy, and 1999, continued his success. He had a lot of sexual lyrics, and a blending of funk, dance, and rock was incorporated in his music. So I love me some Prince, y'all. Everybody know I love the Prince. Mm-hmm. And I don't believe he was on fentanyl. I just don't believe that.
I don't believe more than half the things that they
were. Not one bit. I'm telling you, I don't believe that at all. Yeah. So we may not have time to play the entire clip that I have for Prince as we get ready to close out, because I know, Featherlight, you have some more to share with us.
No, I want to hear Prince. Let's hear Prince.
You want to hear Prince?
Yes.
Well, can you give us our breathing, a little breathing there? Can you give us a little breathing?
Okay. All right.
I always need that breathing.
Relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath. Breathe from your stomach. Deep breath from your stomach and not from your chest. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold. Exhale. Inhale again to the count of 4. Hold 2 and exhale to the count of 6. Do a long, slow exhale. Together, inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2. Now exhale. 1, 2, 3, 5. And one more time. This time, make sure your shoulders are relaxed. Any part of your body that's still tense, let it know it's time to relax. Check your shoulders. Inhale 4. Hold for 3. Exhale for 5. 3, 5. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you. Thank you, Featherlight. I really enjoy the breathing sessions that you've incorporated. Because after a long day and then talking, because I talk all day, I'm on the phone all day, and then coming on the radio, it's always good to just kind of conclude the day with that breathing. So that's always great. And you know, we suffocate ourselves by not breathing. Yeah, we do. We suffocate ourselves. Mm-hmm.
Like a slow
not
suicide.
Trying to breathe. That's right. So breathe, drink your water, and walk. And meditate.
Meditate for sure.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And do what you love.
And do what you love. Dance. Dance a little bit. Dance. Sing in the shower. What is it? Go skinny dipping. Streak. Go have a one-night stand.
Skip in the rain.
Make it safe. Make it safe if you do that, though. All right. Let me see. Scotty, do you think you can play just like maybe 1 minute or so of that Prince clip that we have?
Oh, sure. I thought you wanted me to close out with it.
Yeah, that'll be great if you could do that. That'll be great if we have time.
Okay.
Because it's like I think it's about 8 minutes. But, I mean, whatever you can play, that'll be great just to hear his voice.
He's still in the back of my head. I can't get him out of my head where this conversation is concerned. Who have you felt most often like in the ring fighting the record industry? Like Jack or the opponent?
Oh, like Jack.
Like Jack?
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Well, because I knew I was right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we talked about this in our very first interview and conversation together. It's obvious now that artists are supposed to own their master recordings. I mean, in the future, it'll be unconscionable to even think you can take somebody's creation and claim ownership of it. See, unfortunately, this discussion is going to start to barrel into a discussion about the human genome and the DNA and all the rest of it. When it gets there, then we're going to be in the deep water.
Mm-hmm.
See, so it's better to start the conversation now before we get into God talk, you know.
There are 4 songs that I want to ask you about, and I did what I have never done before, which is to actually print these lyrics out. Some of them, I'm since the record is so new, I'm learning some of them. I got some of them memorized.
Who gave you the lyrics, though? I've seen some really strange rewrites of my stuff.
Well,
I've seen one time they said the lyrics to When Doves Cry was, dig, if you will, the picture of me, Marvin Gaye, and the kids.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
And then there was another one. This person will go unnamed.
Yes.
She didn't speak the English language too good.
Right.
She had a really cute daughter, so that's why we was acquaintances. Yeah. But she swore up and down, Little Red Corvette was pay the rent, collect.
Yeah. You know what?
So you need to let me check that.
Yeah. You know, I'm a fast learner, so I'm not going to read none of these on the air. I'm just going to ask you about the songs and about the lyrical content. And for those who don't have the record, you can go to lotusflower.com and get it. And follow along at home, even if you're 2 or 3 days late. You can play this back and follow along. In no particular order, since we mentioned Dreamer first, tell me about Dreamer.
Oh, well, when I saw the State of the Black Union, Dick Gregory really moved me and a lot of my friends. I show it to everybody that comes over the house, especially white folks, because they need to hear that, you know, so that they know more about all of us. Mm-hmm. Because what he said affects all of us. He said something that really hit home about this phenomena of chemtrails. And, you know, when I was a kid, I used to see these trails in the sky all the time. And say, oh, that's cool. A jet just went over. And then you started to see a whole bunch of them. And the next thing you know, everybody in your neighborhood was fighting and arguing, and you didn't know why. Okay? And you really didn't know why. I mean, everybody was fighting. So he started riffing about the chemtrails. And he started to say things that hit home so hard. And I would recommend that everybody try to get what he said online or wherever and try to get a copy of it and just listen to it. Mm-hmm. Because I was so moved that I had to write the song.
And then when you leave with all the hassle, can you have that love? Love. I'm so tired of you black folk walking around looking all evil like that's going to change something. Looking all mean and talking all crazy. Let them tell you about your children. If I sit here today, and these are all white folks, and they're putting some sleeping pill in my water, and I sit up here and doze off and go to sleep, and everybody told in the world, niggas is lazy. They tired. No, that's because you too naive enough to know what they putting in my water. Okay? Your children ain't violent because they black. They ain't violent. Most people in the world live in a ghetto. They don't kill people. What are you putting in my malt liquor, white boy? What are you putting in? Huh? Hear me. And it's your fault too. Malt liquor is made by white companies, but only sold in black neighborhoods, and you ain't checked it to see what's in it. Huh? How much lead are you putting in my neighborhood? Lead affects my thinking capacity. Lead is only one thing on the planet more dangerous than lead, and that's manganese. Manganese will make you kill your mama. And let me tell y'all something. If you want to see the largest homicide rate in the world, it ain't in no black ghetto in America. It's a little town in Australia where them white folks' homicide rate is 200 times what their population is. And that town just happened to be located across the street from a manganese plant. Here you go, right here.
Sit back down, Dick. Don't lose that mic, yeah.
That town is located across the street from a manganese plant. How much manganese are you spraying in my neighborhood at night while I'm asleep? How in the world can a 9-year-old child find a heroin man, but the FBI can't find it, and you gonna tell me that's a black thing? Y'all crazy? What is this about? These are the things that need to change while this brother and sisters on their way to the White House. And when you see Hillary and y'all see Brother Barack, thank him for me. And you white folks need to be thankful. Because if y'all had a brother like me, y'all would really be in trouble. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory.
I was so moved that I had to write the song. The other thing is the first line of the song says I was born on the same plantation in the United States of the red, white, and blue. And we live in a place now that feels just about like a plantation. We're all indentured servants. You know, when I found out there were 8 presidents before George Washington, I wanted to smack somebody. You know, I wanted to know why I was taught otherwise. Just tell me the whole story. I'll fill in the blanks, but don't tell me something that you think I'm supposed to know.
We're indentured servants and we got a black president now?
Well, I don't vote. I have nothing to do with it. I got no dog in that race.
And for those who would cuss me out and slap me in person if I didn't ask you why?
Well, the reason why is because I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and we've never voted. And that's not to say that I don't think President Obama is a very smart individual, and he seems like he means well. Prophecy is what we all have to go by now.